I gotta get my note papers. Hi, Frank, you there? Frank? Okay, Frank, are you there with us? Oh,
I'm here.
okay, now you're unmuted. Thank you. Okay. Okay, Frank. As you can see on this Zoom, I've got myself, Naomi, my executive assistant, and I asked Al and Jennifer to join us because they're my assistants and my AGs on Maui. So I know you've got questions about the club, and you asked initially for this one-on-one. Otherwise, I would have been in touch with you very shortly about the club and what I see the situation is. So, did you have questions first?
No, I don't have any questions.
Okay.
I figured
Okay.
I'd do this to let you know what the plan is moving forward and that we
Okay.
would agree on one.
There's what. Okay. Well, right now, what the club is small, so small that the district has the ability to dissolve a club when it's under 6 members, and you're 4 or 5 members right now, and have a lot of very unpleasant or turbulent history here recently. So I've decided to go ahead and dissolve the club, and then let that go, and hopefully out of that, maybe some future activities or something can come about that can be a little bit less turbulent for that club or a future club of some sort.
Well, that's premature from my perspective. Well, there was a lot of assumptions made during that meeting on September 13th, one of which, you asked the question of both the current president and myself, what did we recommend? And I said I recommended that we get all the members together and get their opinion on what they wanted to do. Since that time, 6 days later, Ronell resigned. I went ahead and started making calls to the individuals that, you know, are members of the club, of which there's 5 of us. You're right, it's small, but this club has a history of having achieved 15 members. And maybe you don't realize that, but it did. And it wasn't because of the turbulence in FY25. It was the turbulence that was before that when Miley Surasato Kekona was president and Wendy Hornak was treasurer. And if you don't know that whole history, I'd be more than happy to tell you that right now or
Well,
tell you that in a separate discussion. But I have the ability to bring in new members. I've already talked to those individuals, right? And they're still on board. And in fact, they're looking forward to us having a club assembly. Specifically, I talked to Kelly King, I saw Georgia and Ivy yesterday. I've talked to Shireen, and we're not giving up. We have an outstanding club. And then I have a list of 20 prospective members, a couple of which I actually saw yesterday at a service project where we participated in helping out the Maui Nui entrepreneur boot camp. There was over 150 people there. I actually got a few more prospects as a result of networking. So for you to just go ahead and arbitrarily do that, I totally disagree.
well,
You do that, hey,
yeah,
that's your call. But
yeah.
then I will actually take additional right action, and you know you got to look at who's running it now, and it's not the person that's not capable. She proved that she's not.
Well, I can appreciate that because I've had some conversations and several emails back and forth between multiple people about this. But again, right now, based on the information I've received, and I did consider your statements from our last meeting on the 13th, where you had 4 people ready to join at that time, and that, And again, um,
Mhm.
a new club could be formed, completely new. This one I think has been kind of, it came out of the Valley Isle Club that had some history there too, or was a small club and struggling. So maybe if it's something new, or other members can join other clubs. But right now, I've made that decision to let this go. Based on talking to a number of people. And at one point, I considered giving it more time, but I made a final decision to just let it go, and then we will move on from there. Okay.
Okay, well, you as the chief executive officer of the district, it's your call.
Okay. Okay. Well, appreciate that. And if you've got more questions or anything, you can get back to us. I know if you want to file a complaint or something against me, Rotary International has resources to be able to do that if you'd like to. And I have no problem with you making that decision or moving up that chain of
Oh yeah,
command.
I will definitely do that, and I'll include all
Okay.
of the information that goes back to FY23.
Okay. Okay, well, again, I would expect nothing less from you than to go ahead and move forward with that kind of action. So, okay, I will be then next week moving to go ahead and have the club resolved in regards to Rotary International, and that club number, I guess, laid to rest, and then we can see where that goes after that. Okay?
Okay,
Okay, well, thank you very much. Yeah, okay. And I forgot to tell you, I did have this recorded just so that I was trying to take notes too, but I can't write fast enough all the time. So recordings are wonderful for these.
great.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Frank. Okay, take care. Good luck. Okay.
All right, have a good day.
Okay, bye-bye. Okay. Well, couldn't have been more pleasant and more promises, right? 20 prospective members he's up to now.